Hello friends, in the last video we had made this start screen and this start button and the scoreboard, and we were kind of ready to go here, except that Mario couldn't collect any coins yet. And to help with that process, I actually cheated a little bit and made this thing called a bounding box. So you can see I made this little like outline around the Mario and the coins, and now we can kind of see where the coordinates of our actual class are, right? Because we've got these coordinates. We've got the coordinates that are basically around this image, and we've got the coordinates around this image. And I'll just show you what I mean by that. So I made this thing called a bounding box, and if you want to go ahead and create your own, feel free to. You don't necessarily need to. I just wanted to do it really for purposes of illustration. But you can see it's a class that just draws a rectangle at the coordinates of the character at the size and of the size of the character. And that helps us see that what we think is the size of Mario, which is what we see on the screen, is actually not the size of Mario. Mario goes over here as well. So this is actually, this point right here where my mouse is the X and Y coordinates of Mario. And the X and Y coordinates of this coin are where my mouse is now. The bottom of this coin is the coin.y plus coin.size. So that's down here. And the bottom of Mario then is coin, this dot y, Mario.y plus Mario.size. And this right side is Mario.x plus Mario.size. So what we want to do first and foremost is just check to see if Mario.y is greater than coin.y plus coin.size, which will be this line. And that's easy enough. Now the question is, where do we check for that if we want to give Mario the ability to actually collect a coin? And before I do anything, I want to just go to this coin, and yeah, I've got this value that I set, this property on my coin called collected. So if the coin is not collected, then we're going to draw this stuff, and if the coin is collected, let's set it to true for all of them. We'll see we don't see any coins. So by default, we'll set that to false, and then when the coin is collected, we'll set it to true. And I think we'll do this. We're going to do this check in our game. So we'll go to our game, and we'll have in our update here, we'll have a, we'll say, if the game is started and it's not over, we're going to update the hero, and then we're gonna update the coins, and maybe we should even before maybe you can do it anywhere, but I'm going to do it here. I'll say this dot check collisions, and that way I'll just keep it in its own little area. So we know this update loop is going to run, and in this loop we're going to update the hero and update the coins. And once we've got their new positions, we'll check to see if there's been any collisions. So we'll have this, and I'm going to leave init at the top, even though C is before I. But that one kind of goes first. It deserves to be first. It's just such a nice name. And so in here, what we'll do is we'll say this dot coins, because we want to check. We'll check all the coins. For each one of these coins, we're gonna have a function that's gonna see if the coin hasn't been collected. Then we'll say, we could do this like if this dot hero dot y is greater than coin dot y plus coin dot size, and then we'll say and this dot hero dot x is greater than so we want to check and see. We want to see. Oh, there's a problem, right? Because this thing I'm writing right now doesn't work. So let's just cancel that out for now. And so if we want to see if this value right here is greater than coin.x plus coin.size. And you know what we should do actually though, before I write any more of this, we should probably instead write a little helper function. Because this is getting to be a little bit of code. It's getting to be a little bit of code, and I just think it'll be nice if we could just have a function called check collision, and we could pass in the hero and the coin. I hate it when it always wants to correct me. So it'd be great if we could have a function called check collision that we could pass in the things we want to check. And then we can just use it. We can reduce our code quite a bit. And we could even say, like, if the return value of this function, check collision, is true, then we're going to do one thing. And we could say, and actually we probably don't need to do anything if the result of this is not anything. So then we can just have this code be kind of nice and tight. And probably what we'll do is we'll say if it does work out, then we'll add 1 to the score, and we'll add coin to hero, and we'll add set coin to collected, and play the coin sound, which will be tremendously satisfying. So let's see if we can do that. Well, first we need to write this check collision function. So I'm gonna make a new file, and the new file is gonna be called I want to call it collision utilities. So we got our load image utilities, we've got our collision utilities, and we could probably put all these in one file, and it'd probably be smarter, but I'm not that smart. Sometimes I'm just stubborn. So we'll say function check collision which will take in, let's just say A and B. And what's especially nice about taking in a generic thing like this is that we can probably reuse this function again and again. And but I'm going to still just write it out for you, and so we can talk about it as it goes along. So if I think what I was saying is if the a.x that we had plus a.size is greater than b.x, and we'll say and a dot x. I'm not sure what I did wrong there. Oop. And a dot x plus a dot size. And I don't need all these here actually. Even though we are gonna do something here in a sec. We're gonna, I'll talk about this in a minute. We'll say a dot size is less than b dot x plus b dot size. Actually, that should be a dot x is less than, yeah, if the a dot x is less than b dot x plus b dot size, if a dot x is less than this coin plus that, so we want to check if this is over there. So if this part over here is bigger than this, and this part over here is bigger than this, less than this, and this is bigger, basically. So we have to check for all those things. And so we'll say, because it might be that our Mario might be above the coin. Maybe not the way it's set up right now, but, and so we have to say if this and this and this and this and a dot y is less than b dot y plus b dot size, a dot y is less, yes, and a dot y plus a dot size, so this is the bottom of Mario, is greater than b dot y. That's the top of the coin. Neat. Okay. And so if all those things are true, then we're going to do something. If all those things are true, then we're going to return true. Else, return false. So now we'll get a true or false value on the collision of these two things. And let's take a look at it. So we'll see if in here in our game, we're checking the collision. If check collision, then we're going to do this stuff. And let's just do a console.log. All right, so when this happens, we're gonna see a console.log, and check collision is not defined. Okay, made a mistake again. We're gonna bring in these collision utilities. So I'm gonna copy this, bring this in over here. Script source collision utilities. Okay, great. So we got our collision utilities, and there's some kind of crazy console.log happening. Oh yeah, it's because I actually made a video for you guys about making that bounding box, and then I was having a little typo mistake, and so I stopped, and then I decided you probably don't even need to make the bounding box. You can just be demonstrated with. Okay, so now we can jump, and we collided. We didn't collide yet. We collided. Did we collide? We didn't collide. We collided. Over here, we collided. Over here, we collided. Here Mario is not defined at key released. Let's just fix that since that came up. I think it's always a good idea to get those things fixed when you see them. You don't like red. Here, okay, so that should be game.mario. Game.hero. Okay, and that also probably explains why we're getting I think there's something going on with my jumps where I'm continuing to jump. So I do want to just take a quick look at that. Let's see here. If not, this dot jumping. All right, we'll have to come back to it and look at that in a different video. Right now, let's stay focused. Let's stay on point because we want money. I like money. we're colliding here, so that's good. So every time we collide, we want to add 1 to the game.score. And we could do is actually put this on the hero. So maybe on our Mario, we'll have a score. So his score is going to be 0, and we'll use that in the scoreboard. So let's see if we've got the scoreboard here. We've got the scoreboard. Okay, so the scoreboard has a score, and we're going to need to update it. And so we'll say this dot score equals new score. So we could just keep track of the score in here, but for some weird reason, I want Mario to have access to that score. So I think what I'll do in here is I'll say this dot hero dot score plus plus, and I'll say this dot scoreboard dot update, and pass in this dot hero dot score. But obviously you can see that we could just keep track of the score on the scoreboard. More interestingly and importantly, we need to say we need to say coin dot collected, right? Because this is for each one of these coins in this array. We'll say coin dot collected, and that should make it disappear. And then the last thing we need to do is play that coin sound. And I think what I'll do is also have the coin do that. So for the coin, we'll add, and I didn't add it yet. So we're going to have that coin sound. So we'll have sounds equals sounds. And here we'll pass in this dot sounds dot coin sound. Now I need to be sure in my coin, and I'm going to update it here, but I'm also going to update it here. Key screen. I passed in the coin sound, so now in my coin I need to make sure that I sound. And then we'll say this dot sound equals sound, and we'll say now, I don't know if this is good organization or not. Though we could be playing these sounds from the game. It's really like maybe even better to have like a whole play sound area that just like plays the different sounds, and we could choose them. I'm just doing it like this because it just makes sense to me right now in this moment, and I'm just pointing out that there's always a lot of different ways to go about this stuff. All right, so let's see if we can collect a coin. I collected the coin, but it's not showing as collected. All right, so there's something going on here that's not working out very well. But we are collecting, we are getting that coin sound, so this is obviously happening and the score's going up. Oh, right. I need to say coin.collected equals true. There we go. Let's try this again. So you can hear my jumping. I collected them. Now, there's something kind of interesting here that you'll see. If I'm here and I go up, this doesn't look like I should get a coin. Also, I'm able to collect already collected coins. That's not good. But the thing I want to address first is that this bounding box is over here. That's where the edge of the image actually is. but we only want to do it from here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shave a little bit off in my collision, and I'm just going to go ahead and make it check coin collision, because we know this is going to be specific to this game essentially at this point, because I'm fine tuning this check collision, which is perfectly reusable in other contexts, and I'm adding this like other kind of thing where what I'm going to do is say if a.x plus a.size times 0.7. So that'll be a.x with not the entire thing. And I'm going to say for the second check, I'll say a.x plus a.size. And I don't know if these are going to be perfect, but I think they're going to be better than they were. A.x plus a.size. Yeah, so this will be like a third, so it'll be a little bit over. And this will be a.size times 0.3. Yeah, so this will be not the whole thing, right? So what we're basically doing is coming in over there and over there. And then we'll see on the top or the bottom, what is this? A.y is less than, so yeah, we're going to take off just a little bit of this too. And we have to deal with this bottom one, but let's just see if that helps a little. So I think the bigger thing I got to do here is fix this. I need to fix that so that it isn't able to collect already collected coins. And I thought I had that in there. Let's take a look. So in our game, we'll say check collisions. This coins for each. Oh, that's what I missed. We need to say if not coin.collected. And we could also, if we wanted to, actually throw these coins out of this array. But for me, for now, right now, I'm happy to just do it like that. Let's see. So now my jumping is happening. I'm gonna save this so we stop that. So let's look at the Mario jump sound. When's that happening? That's happening. So that's why, because again, if I jump, I wanna only play that jump sound if he's not already jumping. Which is why I have this here, this dot jumping, is so that these things don't fire again and again and again and again. And anytime you're making an interaction, you probably want to set up this sort of thing where you set some value to true, and then only that key will only work until you set that back to, or after you set that back to false, which happens here in, I guess it doesn't happen here with this clear jump. Where am I setting this to jumping to false? I think it's in here. If this once this dot y is back on the ground, then we'll set the velocity y to 0 and jumping to false. Let's take a look and see if we fix that. All right, looking better. Let's see if I'm like here. Good, so now I can't collect that coin there. All right, so now we can just turn off those bounding boxes. And let's see here, I'll go to my Mario and say, no more bounding box. I'll go to my coin and I'll say, no more bounding box. And we'll come back out here and we play. not too bad. That's pretty good, huh? Okay, so in the next video, what I want to do is introduce an enemy, and I think also put a little coin here. I'll put that right now. I'm gonna. Earlier in an earlier video, I had decided to put coins at coin size plus this thing. Let's just go all the way over. And we can make patterns of these coins if we want to. But yeah, we should have one on the edge there. Oh, there's not one on the edge. Oh, and can you see why there's not one on the edge? These are the coins that are initialized when the game's not being played. These are the ones that are when the game's being played. So when the game starts, we call this a init function, and all this stuff gets reinitialized. So these are just for show. It's just smoke and mirrors. All right, y'all. It's been a long video. The next video might be even longer. I might have to break it down into 2 or 3 videos. This goombas.